Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, February 9th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. In the military, tactical operations teams spend weeks, sometimes even months, training and strategizing all the granular details that go into completing a successful mission. They go through all the processes over and over again to make sure that they're completely prepared when it's time to execute. And as the general of his own one-man army, the mission seems pretty clear for Regan Grimes right now. Upgrade the munitions, then get to work. After getting a PHP injection on his knee a few weeks ago to treat some residual pain, all systems are back online at 100% according to sources. Their goal this year is to add another 10 pounds of muscle this year for the Olympia in the hopes that it'll give him enough firepower to break into the top 10. So now that their strategy is clear, the only thing left for him to do is execute. I don't know if it's COVID or quarantine or coincidence, but there have been a lot of athletes going the Regan Grimes route and seeking out alternative therapies to help deal with their injuries lately, including bodybuilding's very own king snake, Steve Kuchlow. A few days ago, Steve found himself on the shelf for a while after having to receive a few stem cell injections in his back to deal with 4 disc-related injuries in his lumbar spine. That being said, Steve released the first leg training video we've seen from his camp in months, which must mean that he's starting to feel like his old self. Since he hasn't competed since last March when he placed 4th at the Arnold, this is probably the longest Steve has gone between shows in at least 3 or 4 years. And if there's anyone who can make bodybuilding great again, it's a rested and rejuvenated Steve Kuchlow. I was reading an article a few days ago about Jeff Bezos stepping down as the CEO of Amazon to free up more room for him to focus his attention on growing other parts of his empire, which honestly sounded a little crazy at first considering that they just reported record 4th quarter profits. But then again, I guess sometimes you do need to step away in order to create room for growth in certain areas. Isn't that right, Charles Griffin? Even though the former Olympian decided to sit out for the entirety of the 2020 season, taking that time off did end up creating more opportunities for him to focus on refining certain elements of his approach, which should help him reap major dividends in the long run. When Charles has been completely locked in, we've seen him stand there and go toe-to-toe with some of the best in the business. So a new and improved version of that in a season that looks like it could be wide open might be capable of putting together a few big-time performances. Outside of the Arnold Classic and the Olympia, there aren't too many shows on the calendar that most casual bodybuilding fans would consider marquee events, with the New York Pro probably being the one exception. So if you're one of those fans who likes to circle that date on your calendar, now's the time to pull out your Sharpie, because Nick Walker just announced that he's planning to throw his hat into the ring this year. Even with a relatively short offseason, everything we've seen and heard from Nick's camp for the last few months has pointed towards him making significant upgrades to the look he had during last year's rookie campaign. And given their track record of delivering on their promises, I don't see why this time would be any different. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.